Good afternoon. Thanks, afternoon. Yeah. From Michigan's Upper Peninsula, here on the North Country Trail, just a little bit north of the Niagara Escarpment. Maybe I'll bring in a graphic highlighting on the map where we are. If you can see, Argo, come here. Let me see, I have the best boy here. Make sure you got the keys. I always like to make sure I lock the vehicle with the key instead of inside. And then in a zippered pocket. It's important any time of year, but really important in the snow. You drop these in the snow somewhere, you're going to be hard pressed to find them again. So today is the 6th of December, 2025. There's the best boy. We're out here in a little bit of a reconnoiter. Use some fancy words again. Because this is where the group hike will be in a week. And so we're going to be hiking between here, near the escarpment, and this is a little backwards. Come on, Argo, come on. He's all amped up. And what's called Trout Brook Pond. So between here and Trout Brook Pond, and I wanted to come see how much snow they've gotten, to see if we need to bring snowshoes. So I'm not wearing them now. You can see if I step off, it's almost top of my boot. I think they're 8-inch boots, so I'm gonna call it 8 inches of snow, which for me is not enough to warrant snowshoes. So we're going to head up here ways to the escarpment. I've never seen it in winter. So we'll probably go a mile and a half this way, back, and then we'll do a mile and a half the other way and back. So, and as is tradition, Argo's dropping weight. Really pretty here. Look at all the snow packed in on the side of these trees. You can see which way the wind was coming from. I'm also going to take a few pictures, of course, while we're here, because when my father and his girlfriend came to visit in September, I brought them here. I want them to see what it looks like now. It's very different. Fall was just kind of starting, fall colors, when they were here. Of course, there was still tons of leaves, tons of green. Only thing left with leaves are the beech trees. So I don't know if you can see that rock ledge, but that is the Niagara Escarpment. That is the same rock formation that form Niagara Falls. It's a really big rock formation, really long, of course, because we're a long way from Niagara Falls. But this is it. It's kind of neat. Another thing for this day, 6th of December, it's 11 years to the day that I adopted Argo, which means he'll be 12 in February, March, something like that. No one ever believes he's almost 12. I actually just had a person yesterday. I was walking Argo. Asked how old he was. If he was a year old yet. Imagine her shock when I told her he's almost 12. He's a really good boy. This is really pretty. They do a group hike here every year. And I don't think I knew about it the first winter I was here. The second winter, I definitely didn't know the first. Didn't know the second winter. The last winter, I was going to come, but I was having an AFib episode that day. So I didn't. And now, I don't have to worry about AFib. I'm going to come, So that was a big old down tree. So here's the trail. Yeah. I'm not going to cut that maple with a handsaw right now. But I'm going to quit yammering for now. I'll bring him back up here. There's a spot you can get closer to the trail, and you also see that it's bolted for rock climbing, for top roping. So I'll probably head over for that, show you that before we continue on. But for now, we're gonna keep going. So we're back, and it's the best boy. If you see, it's a big old rock there. Another one there. You can see one up there. One up here. You know, like the first time I came through here, and there's some more back there. But first time I came through a couple years ago, I was looking at those in the spring, and I was like, how in the heck did those get there? I'm familiar with that. Those big rocks come tumbling off of mountains. I've actually heard that happen in Oregon. Saw the dust from it, but didn't see the rock. But anyway, I was like, how? There was nothing higher, right? There's no higher peak. Like, how did those get there? And the person I was hiking with, I voiced that to them, like, how did those get there? And they said, you know, a long time ago, this was all covered with a glacier. I think they said it was like a mile deep, maybe more. And those rocks were in the glacier, and when the glacier melted, they were deposited here. So you can see there's some more over there. Like, oh, that's really interesting. I hadn't thought of that. But that answers the question about how did those get here? So you might, I don't know if you can tell or not, but we're heading back. We did our mile. And head back to the truck. We have a bite to eat. Then do a mile or so the other way. Come back. So I didn't mention earlier, it's 19 degrees, quite chilly. See, I cut this, that's maple. Cleared that out of the way. But there's a bigger one back there I've marked on the map, and this one up here, I'm probably not going to take care of because it's so close to the parking area. I'm cutting through maple. The handsaw is rough. I was so busy looking around, I did not see the part that's bolted on the escarpment. So I'm going to try to find it on the way back and show it to you guys. But as I mentioned, it's quite cold. I see the battery on my GoPro here is going down with the quickness here. So I'm gonna quit yammering. I'll bring it back, well, at some point. So I was looking, I'm like, where is this thing bolted at? I know it is. And I start seeing these light patches on the rock. I'm like, oh, that must be chalk. Sure enough, I don't know if you can see right up there, some bolts hanging right there. And the same thing up here. And here you can see it's got anchors along the way. Maybe you can see it's bolted way up there. We can kind of pick up the chalk marks like a lighter colored path, right? You can see people favor going that way to the left. Oh, and that's bolted over there too. So, ah. Oh, and it's also bolted here. Yeah, straight up. Whoa. Straight up that. And you can see all the anchor marks along the way and bolts. So, there we go. I knew I'd find it. Really pretty. You know, I really love getting out in all seasons. You know, like, forest is so pretty all times of the year, but the white blanket of snow, the contrast, a little bit of green here. It's just really beautiful. I love it. This is the stuff you'll never see unless you go out and see it. So this battery is getting pretty low. I'm gonna quit yammering, that way I can do some more yammering later. I think I might go over there and get a picture with Argo though. So, selfie time. Argo loves those. All right. So we're back at the road we drove in on. The truck is up that way, a ways, but the trail goes this way. This is our turnaround point to head back to the truck. By far the deepest snow has been on the 2-bit of boardwalk here on this section of trail. So, cleared a few more trees. The GoPro battery died. I better finish this up on my phone. So, I got some ice. Yep, and the beard. So as I was saying, cleared a few more trees. I left 2 behind. A little big. I don't want to deal with the handsaw. This is kind of neat. Power and data, I'm assuming. But it's really low, like really low. I feel like this might become a snowmobile trail. Need quite a bit more snow yet though. So, something I've been seeing in here, I just realized I'm almost matching. A lot of deer. I'm pretty sure I saw some wolf tracks too. So, but a lot of deer tracks in here. Well, this was a good spot to find deer. Or maybe. Now though, the Argo and I walked through and spread our smell through. Might not be the case anymore. So, but I have just about a mile and a 10th back to the truck. So this is pretty much going to do it. I feel like it got colder. Maybe I'm just cold from when I stopped. Here, I'm gonna turn this back around. You can see something other than my mug. See the best boy's butt right there. Well, he's been having fun sniffing all the tracks, sniffing when they go off the trail. So he's had a good day. Felt his ears, he's not cold, so don't worry. People ask me about him wearing boots out here, and I'd need tall boots, like suspenders, that cover his whole legs. Otherwise, his other boots would just fill with snow. So, and it's cold. I got cold enough to have ice on my face, but it's not like in town where they use all the ice melt and the ground temperature can be quite a bit below freezing and yet wet. Trail marker. There's been 2 spots I've been like, hey, where does the trail go? I'm not really sure. It's been nice. Really quiet. I love this. See, this is one I left. It's close enough to the road, and it's big enough. I don't know. I've done probably 7 trees, and I'm just kind of wanting to keep going. So that's going to be the plan. There's one more up here. I thought this was kind of neat. This very dead tree, but this fungus here holding up the snow. That was kind of neat. Also neat is how, the snow is like sticking to the trees. It came in sideways. When that happens, I mean, look at that. It's all packed on the other side of that little tree. And you got little mushroom heads. All right. That's going to do it here. You don't have to hear me breathing and sniffling if my nose is running because it's cold. So I'll probably bring you back. We'll get back to the truck. That way you can see that, yes, we did make it back to the truck. So for you, it'll be an instant. For Argo and I, well, it's going to be around 25 minutes or so. Well, you can imagine what this means. You might see the road there we drove in on. We're back at the beginning. There's the truck. So I'm gonna fire that up. That's at 4.15 miles. And I'd say generally 8 inches. Some places it was a little less, some places a little more. Generally 8 inches of snow. So there we go. What do you think, Argo? You ready for some food? He's always ready for food. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you soon. Right, Argo?